The views, opinions, and representations expressed on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network and its website are those of the hosts, guests, and participants, and are not necessarily those of or endorsed by the network, its affiliated stations and broadcasts, the management, other hosts, or advertisers of the network. The shows found on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network can, but do not necessarily, promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or condition, or give any medical or legal advice. You are listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio Network, from our compound to you worldwide, with your host, Gary Anderson.
Well, thank you. Hey, tonight we're going to be talking to somebody, has been having encounters with UFOs, spotting them, communication with aliens and all that stuff. His name is Troy Bacon. He'll be on right after this.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
Well, Troy, how is your day been holding up for you, sir?
Not too bad so far. I've had kind of a slow and relaxing Thursday, expecting to start a new job tomorrow, but I've had a good day so far.
Okay, so you're going to be starting a new job tomorrow?
I will be.
Oh, wow. That's always nerve-wracking, the day before you start a new job. I've done that quite a few times in my 67 years.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it because the employers that I've met so far are pretty nice people and friendly.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, going now to Mount Adams last August, I think around the 27th, you guys were there. What type of encounters did you have with a UFO? And a lot of strange things there happened at that campsite, didn't it?
Yeah, some number of anomalous and strange activities occurred. First of all, I was there with the UFOI team, and our team was invited to that area of Mount Adams to do some investigative work that was also filmed for a documentary that's supposed to be being edited and underway soon. So we were invited by Ambition Pictures to be a part of that project. That documentary will be called UFOs versus Bros and Bigfoot. So the primary focus was around UFO activity, lights in the skies, and other things flying around down there, as well as Bigfoot and Sasquatch activity that seems to be fairly common. A lot of people who go down to Mount Adams and Yosemite experience such activity.
Okay, now have you done anything different before we went on the air? Because I'm getting a lot of static with our conversation on your end. Are you in a different spot in your house or anything different?
I am not. Is it working better now?
Yeah, that really improved it quite a bit. So,
okay.
So you had some strange encounters while you were there. I remember when you were on the show last time, you were mentioning you got done, filming or not filming, but you had guys had your equipment out there looking for UFOs, and something unique happened. It kind of like came up to you guys up in the sky, and what did it do?
Yeah, that was at the ECETI Ranch, which it's spelled ECETI, stands for Enlightened Contact with Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And we were doing a sky watch with a group. People watch the skies there pretty much every night on the Field of Dreams. And so Lee Strauss and other members of the UFOI team were monitoring the skies with binoculars and other equipment and cameras on tripods, all kinds of gadgets. And I actually arrived at that field just after they had a major sighting, and there was almost nothing else exciting that night, but it was still interesting. So that sighting was of a bright white light craft, fairly large, and from my understanding, relatively close to the group, like around treetop level, if I recall. I believe it was Ray of the UFOI team who spotted it first, and then other people got their focus on it, and it was this white light that was traveling through the sky slowly, pulsating regularly, not like an airplane, but very bright, and especially when it got closer to the group near the field, laser pointers were being shown at it and flashed at it, and mostly just to point to people where it was and where to look. But it was after that it started getting laser pointer activity, that it flashed, like it really powered up, or at least that's what it would have looked like. But from the perspective of other people on the ranch at other places, they said they saw the craft and it looked like there was a beam of light or something along those lines that was projected from the craft to the group. We don't know what that is, maybe a scanner or just a light.
Now, was it any?
It was quite
was it any color light or any shade of light color, or just a normal light color?
Just white. And from my understanding and what I've seen of the footage so far, it's fairly bright. Lee Strauss, who was watching it, said that he got a migraine headache instantly just from that one flash. So it was really an intense, bright white light.
Now, did any of the other people there, it was witnessing, was it any sounds or was it like real quiet?
As far as I understand, that craft was completely silent.
Now, that's been a case of most of reports of, those objects that they don't generate any sound at all. So that's kind of eerie. Then what happened? I mean, how long, do you know how long it was there? Was it a matter of only a few seconds or a few minutes, or how long was it there? Did anybody document the time that it was over you guys' location?
I don't know the exact numbers. I think we have a video of it that is probably about a minute or two long, maybe longer. So it was there for a while. We got quite a bit of footage of it.
Now, when you guys got the footage of it, I take it you managed to see because you weren't there, you saw the footage. How about when it left? I mean, was it like gone instantaneously, or did it slowly just creep away?
I'm actually not completely sure about that. I think it just flew away gradually, or floated away, however it was. I get the sense that it may have been towards Mount Adams that it left, but I not 100% clear about that.
I know if you're going back through the many, many years, there's been so many sightings of UFOs around, Mount Adams that it's kind of eerie. So, now was that the only UFO encounter that the group had during those couple days they were there?
I was at ECETI one night from August 25th to the 26th, most of the 25th, and we left on the 26th to go to Taklak Lake. Some of the team members were there for, I believe, a day or two before I arrived. And as far as I understand, there weren't any major sightings they caught on camera before I arrived. So that's really the only major sighting that we filmed while we were there.
Now, a question I have too, when we talked about it, before with you, and when I also talked to Michael about what happened at that campground or that area that you guys were at, didn't a whole bunch of weird things after that sighting of that UFO start taking place that night?
Yeah, a number of things. So I still have some hypnosis and other memory recall things to do for the night I was at eStudy. However, I am certain that my experiences started at eStudy. August 26th of 2018, we ventured as a group, about 5 or 6 of us. At least 6 of us were out
Okay,
late.
hey, Troy, what we need to do is disconnect our phone conversation and you call back, because I'm getting a lot of weird audio sounds with your phone, which we didn't have before we went on the air. So I'm going to hang up. Will you call me right back?
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, so we should have him back in a minute there. We were getting a lot of strange noise going on his phone. That happens sometimes, like when I'm talking to somebody about UFOs or conspiracy things that has something maybe to do with a government agency or whatever. It seems like either we get disconnected a lot or we get all of a sudden bad lines. Okay, let's get him back. Okay, hopefully that solves the problem here, Troy.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, like that guy used to Verizon walk around. And remember that commercial? He'd be walking around and says, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" I hear you great, sir.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Oh, you never know. I just said while you were off the air for a minute, it seems like when we talk about, topics like UFOs, or if we talk about conspiracy, anything to do with the government, it seems either I get bad phone lines, a lot of clicks, all kinds of weird stuff happens, or the phone, will keep dropping out. And, so it happens a lot. So, okay, now we're getting into all this strange stuff that happened that night. And it seems like it was a lot of things, not just one or two things. So, I mean, right there, what happened to you guys that night, you could almost make a mini movie out of that.
You never know. We might. I'm working on writing a book. I've written a lot of the experiences that I remember and things that have happened since. But